Welcome back to Toys on Tap. This week is another dope week. M.U.D Toys, or one half of M.U.D Toys, jumps on and shares with us the story behind some of their incredible pieces that they've made, like Barfy and the Grim Bones, which is chef's kiss. If you want more Toys on Tap, you can like, follow, rate, review wherever you get podcasts. It is free for you, but it means the world to us because it helps us spread even further. And we're here to take over the world, baby. If you want to follow us even more, you can follow us on all socials at Toys on Tap. And if you want to sponsor a show or do anything like that, reach out to us through email or DM and we'll respond. Now let's get back to this week's episode of Toys on Tap. I'm super excited that you're on. I believe I saw some of your work at Kaijufornia last year.
Yeah. Yep. That's my boy Manny.
And were you there as well?
I wasn't.
Okay. So I don't have to feel so bad that we didn't meet.
I have traveling restrictions, but I'm sure we'll get into that at some point tonight.
That's such a good way to start the episode. I have traveling restrictions. Dude, that's so good. I got this little guy right next to me, so we're rocking it. We start every episode other than the traveling restrictions. Tell us who you are and what you do.
My name is Steve Nunez, aka Steve Beef, aka fucking, I don't even know, the Sofubi Shy Guy. That's who I am. I'm the guy hiding in the corner at all the shows, not talking to anybody. Dude. That's me.
It's crazy. It's crazy that you would even say that because you're making some killer work. And
thank you, man.
We're gonna talk about it. This whole episode, I get to brag on you, hear about your story. So I'm so excited that you're on.
Let's rock and roll.
We're gonna wind it all the way back. Childhood. Oof. You obviously loved toys growing up because you wouldn't be making toys if you didn't. Walk 100%. Me back. Tell me about those toys that you had. What was like getting your fire started when you were a kid?
As far as I can, my mom tells me all the time, if I didn't have my Ninja Turtle watch on and my Ninja Turtle light up sneakers and t-shirt and overalls and all this shit, we weren't leaving the house. That was as far as I can,
amen, maybe brother.
2-3 years old. So I feel like Ninja Turtles is a big intro for a lot of people, especially around, my age, your age, Yeah. So that's, that was definitely the start for me. And then, I had to have them all. Of course, as every kid, wants to have everything. So, aside from that, big Goosebumps guy. I'm a big horror guy.
Dude.
Big horror guy. My grandpa had a magic shop growing up. So I was a big mask collector.
Mm-hmm.
I still collect masks. I got masks out the wazoo everywhere. So, that was like a lot of my childhood. It was more of like, after the Ninja Turtles, it was more the creepy stuff, like the Goosebumps, the horror movies, the masks, the gags from magic shops and stuff like that. So that was more my speed.
Which is crazy because those are like opposite ends of the spectrum.
Oh, without a doubt, yeah.
And I mean, hearing about I now want a pair of Ninja Turtle overalls is what I really want.
Oh, dude.
So
they were incredible. I have a picture somewhere. I'll have to send it to you.
Dude, find that picture because if we can get bigger sets, I'm so down.
That'd be dope.
I love TMNT. I've produced 3 figures that kind of go along with that vibe. And as
I saw your post today. I saw you cooking up some fucking Ninja Turtle stuff. It's sick.
Yeah, so we did the Stay Puft Krang one. We've done the Queso Jones, and now we're doing Nubs, which
so sick.
Super excited. Dude, and so that's cool. I gotta say, Goosebumps was way too scary for me as a kid, and I know that sounds like a crazy thing to say, but like, it wasn't even like the covers were cool and all that, and then you read, and they read fine, and then you get to like, there's a part somewhere in there where the scary stuff starts.
Oh, for sure.
And that
it hits you too.
Yeah, that little pivot was too much for me. And then, but like if I skipped those pages and went just to like the middle of the scary, I could do that. But there was something in the like
something creeping on you.
Yeah, I couldn't do it. I felt so gross. The show freaked me out too.
Oh, dude, speaking of show, I collect VHS.
Yeah.
So like I've got all the Goosebumps right behind you over there. It's a mess.
Dude,
It's
I
Goosebumps
absolutely love
rules.
that. I had this cool. This episode is not about any of it. It's about you, but I had this cool full circle moment, like reading some Goosebumps when I was a kid and doing that, and then we filmed at Mark Nagata's house
Oh,
and did a
sick.
whole two-part interview with him about his life and all kinds of stuff, and he took us upstairs and kind of showed us around his art stuff. There was a series called, I don't know, it was R.L. Stein's like series adjacent to Goosebumps. It was like a
It
scary
was
stories thing.
Yeah, he did like some adult shit. Not
Y-
adult, but like, like 17-year-old and kind of
yeah.
thing. And then some other like adult stuff like later on. But
So I can't remember if it was like the 17-year-old or like an adjacent story, but Mark painted all those
the
like
cover art for it.
covers, and he
Oh,
like
sick.
still has, and I remember seeing them as a kid and then looking at, like, I walked in and I had to take a quick second because it was like, hey, you don't know this, but you built my childhood, and this is feeling kind of weird for me right now. So,
Yeah, yeah. Full
yeah,
circle.
it was cool to
Sick.
see it. And he sells like because how they did it was they airbrushed it big, and then he would send it. And now he
Okay.
sells the original big ones. He has a few of them they're so sick.
Gotta scoop
Um,
that.
that's crazy to start out with that. And I do have questions on the masks. Are you talking like the 80s and 80s, 70s, like plastic Halloween masks?
No, well, I have a ton of those, but I'm
Okay.
talking like they're like now they're like vintage vinyl masks, so like
Dope.
they'll never rot. They'll
Yeah.
never The only way you're destroying those things is if they catch fire.
Yeah.
And then I have like the vintage latex ones because some companies were doing latex and not vinyl, but that's a whole nother like hobby that is great. Like I find stuff every day, and I've been at this since 6, 7, 8 years old, with my grandpa.
Dude.
So it's like, it's nuts. But
Those masks, like you watch old shows or old movies and the masks that they're wearing. Because I was born in 1990. And so it's like,
okay.
I missed that era where kids would have this like polyester
Oh,
looking costume and then a plastic mask
yep,
on.
yep.
Such a
Those are
weird
all
vibe, dude.
that's the Ben Cooper stuff.
Yeah, and it's
The
such a
artwork for all that
wild.
stuff is so good.
Tell me,
Love that
so
stuff.
you start there, you're collecting as a kid, which is dope. Which potentially means you never stopped collecting. Tell me when toys kind of ceased for you a little bit and you either moved into art, or it's usually one of three things, right? It's like graffiti or some kind of art, it's skateboarding or punk music, and then
Yeah.
there's the girls or whatever as well. So like, where'd we slip into and what'd we get rid of?
So the masks and toys were kind of like a part of my whole life,
Cool.
but then then you start skateboard.
Yeah.
I'm from Long Island, New York. Everybody's skating. We got dope spots. We got the city. We got everything. So, start skating at like 9, 10. Music becomes into a huge play. I don't know. This is embarrassing, but I don't know if you know what juggalos are and Insane Clown
Dude,
Posse.
are you about to say
Die,
you're...
die hard since sixth grade, fifth grade.
Don't go pulling out Fago right now and like...
I'm diabetic now, so we can't be
Okay.
having Fago anymore. No more of that. But it's been weird. So Juggalo, hardcore kid, underground hip hop,
Yeah.
like just a mix of everything, and metalhead, death metal, everything. So there, that happens. Then then I start going to high school and stuff like that, and get into the art world and stuff. I get really into photography.
Cool.
I went to college for photography, majored in photography and all that. So yeah, like art always played like a huge role. Always wanted to be a writer, a graffiti writer, but I was trash at it. So, you know, stick with it and, just keep going, and still garbage, but had fun. So just doing anything I could that without trying to get in trouble, and
Yeah.
have a good time.
I mean, this art style is so different, what you're in now versus
Yeah.
anything that you've done. Also, I'm right there with you. I tried graffiti when I was a little kid, and
It's tough.
I sucked at it. I didn't know it. In high school, I was so trash at it, and I was trying to be cool, and I didn't do that. But my best friend at the time, he was making like large scale paper stencils and just doing all,
Just
and
hitting
didn't ever tell
everybody.
me about it. Like,
Yeah.
what a dick. Anyways, so I mean, doing that, this photography is so different than all of those things. What was it about photography that like kind of latched on to you?
I feel like this is so cliche to say, but like a word, like a photo tells 1,000 words or whatever the hell everybody fucking says. But like
Yeah.
the fact that you can freeze time
Hmm.
and then just like go back and look at it and reminisce and, you know, it really depends on like what you're into. I'm really into like portraiture and like studio work and stuff like
Yeah.
that, and shooting with people, and I love the human anatomy. So I did like a lot of like just like weird projects. You should definitely check out Joel Peter Witkin. He does
Okay.
like a lot of crazy wild shit that's like like the dark stuff I was trying to like replicate in college and that I was always a fan of and stuff. Definitely check him out. But yeah, just I always had an eye for just looking at stuff, and I'm an observer. I love to
Hmm.
like watch and people watch, so I love like I see things and things, and I try to you know think of shots, and that's I don't know, just catches my eye, I guess.
I mean, it caught you enough to major in it in college, which
For sure.
I envy anyone that did art. Uh, I
As in,
currently hold a couple degrees that kind of mean nothing at this point, and it's like an art degree would have served my soul so much better.
oh, 100, yeah, but at the same time, like I wish, like I work IT for some like title search company,
Yeah.
so I wish I was like in a studio shooting all the time. Like if my parents knew, like, hey mom, I went to school to like do art
Yeah.
and not like have like a career at, of course I would love to have a photo career, but I'm not the wedding photographer. I'm not the, that was never my thing. It was more about the arts and creating art and, with photography and stuff like that. So,
I
you know,
gotta ask, I mean, if we can pause right there, you are not the straight-laced type to wear a suit, and you're in
no,
IT. So
yeah.
how are we gelling these? Is this a remote job? What's up with that?
All right. So, so one of my best friend's parents,
Uh-huh.
I work two jobs. I manage a tattoo shop
Okay.
and I work IT for a company. So my friend's parents own the tattoo shop,
Okay.
and my friend's mom's, same family. The mom owns, she runs, um, the office job that I work for. So I went to work in this shit today. Like
Dude,
literally this, I'm wearing fucking shorts and sneakers and tattoos everywhere, and
gotta love
it's
nepotism.
it's
Hell yeah.
so I lucked out big time. So I get to do whatever the hell I want and
Yeah.
cursing up a store. It's just a mess there, but it's a lot of fun, and I'm grateful and wouldn't have it any other way, to be quite honest with you, because I cannot do. I hate wearing suits to fucking weddings. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I'm Johnny Cash, all blacked out, sometimes no tie with the shit open. I can't. I hate a suit. So
Yeah.
I lucked out. That's
uh
for sure.
Heading back into your story, you go through college, you do photography, you graduate with a degree in photography, correct?
Yep.
S-
Photography major and science. I needed science too, so I
Okay.
just majored in it. The science of light and color or some shit. I don't know, something like
So
that.
that's
But a science major
badass.
too. Yeah,
Yeah. I
kind
mean,
of
light and
crazy.
color is rad because that means you did color theory, you did
Goes
color
hand in hand with
waves.
photography and video and all that shit. So,
Yeah, which is so sick. Um, did anyone along the way in your college career tell you like, don't do this?
don't do
Like, yeah,
photography.
major in photography?
Yeah, my mom. She's like, you better
Ah.
fucking, you better, get a job with this shit. But look, here we are now. But
Yeah.
No, everybody, all my friends growing up and stuff, everybody was supportive. They liked my photos and stuff like that. So everybody was a fan, I guess, and was cheering me on. And then, it was just, mainly my mom, but it is what it
Yeah.
is. My dad's quiet. He keeps to himself. So it's my mom's like the end, she's the one I battle all the time. So,
Yeah. And this
but,
whole time, still in love with action figures and all that
without
stuff.
a doubt. Yeah. Yeah. I want to say like, if you want to start getting into, when I started collecting Sofubi and stuff
Yeah.
like that, that was like, I was still in high school. This was like 2007, 2006. Um, I started discovering like, going into the city to hang out and stuff like that. I started discovering like streetwear.
Hmm.
Um, I'm sure you've heard of Mishka,
Yeah.
stuff like that. So I used to visit the Mishka store like all the time. Got close with some of the dudes there. The owner Greg and Mikhail, shout them out. They had Sofubi and toys and action figures and statues all over the store, and that's where I saw my first Sofubi, figure in person, and I was like, holy shit, where,
Yeah.
how, how much do I need to spend, and let's get this started. You know what I mean? So,
What figure? Who painted it? And how much was it?
so it was a nag toy,
Cool.
and we all, I don't have to say any more than that,
Yeah.
It was very expensive. I was there for a bunch of they did a few releases. What I think one of them was a Lamar Supreme collab, like a paint application and some other stuff. And I got to see like a lotto happen in like, you know, in person for the first time
Hmm.
on one of the figures. And I was like, this is, and somebody smashed like they were still flip phones. Somebody smashed their flip phone on the floor because he didn't get it. He didn't win. And I was like, holy shit, like this is legit.
Yeah.
Like, let's get the, like, how do I figure this out? I don't remember how much, but way cheaper than what they're worth or going for now.
Yeah.
Especially since Shig passed. But everything was cheaper back then. But well, for the most part in our community, cheaper.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a nag. But he had like all the like crazy ass shit there at the store. So it was
That is
crazy to
so
see
crazy.
so much cool stuff there and hanging out and getting to know everybody there and building relationships and stuff. So it was cool.
And that's really early on. I mean, that
I
predates
was in
some of
high
the
school,
people.
yeah.
Yeah.
They opened, I could be wrong, but I think they started the company in '03,
Okay.
'04 maybe, something like that. And they opened their first store in 2005.
Okay.
So like a year or two later is when I like first made it to the store and stuff like that and started hanging out with some people there and yeah.
Dude, that's so sick. What was then the first, like, you see it, you're not getting that one that they're doing lotteries for, any of that stuff.
No, 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 no.
The internet is still, like, it's fine. It's still trash at this time. Like,
Yeah,
early 2000s, it's whatever.
yeah.
Um, how are you locating more of these pieces?
Um, pretty much, pretty much through the guys there.
Okay.
There, I, I want to say like maybe like a few years later, there was a sneaker store that opened up in Long Island called
Hmm.
Extra Butter,
Okay.
and one of my best friends, dearest friends, Bernie, in the entire world, he is my brother. Um, he um he's creative director over there, great dude. He introduced me to a lot of people and I actually got to meet Lamore Supreme and hang out and stuff like that. So we meeting him, he would show me like a ton of stuff and I would meet up with him at like a coffee shop once or twice with another artist and we would just talk different toys and they would show up with toys at the table and I'm like, holy shit, like Skullhead bought toys and Lamore pulled a nag out of his trunk one time and like all this other shit. And I was like this is nuts. Like you need to show me more.
Yeah.
And then I was introduced to like Super 7. and stuff like that. Super 7 was actually my it was my first toy. It was from a Halloween show in 2008 maybe 2007. I can't remember, but it was, and always forget the name, but it's the elephant head, and
Okay.
he's got like a he's got, I don't know, he's got like some like laser beam blaster arm thing, and he's
Uh-huh.
got this huge elephant head. It glowed in the dark. I think clear body with paint on top. Like that was, I was like obsessed because Halloween is my shit, you know.
Yeah.
So it was a Halloween release, and I knew I had to have my hands on it, and I saw one on eBay, and I was like, holy shit, finally. And that was,
Dude.
I've been on eBay since 2003.
Dude,
I hold pride in that because not too
early.
many people, yeah, not too many. I mean, it's not that early, but you know, it's early enough, you know. So
Yeah, I remember I don't remember when eBay started, but I remember my mom there was this running fad where it was like go to yard sales, go to estate sales, buy stuff cheap and flip it on eBay. Let's take a quick pause right here. You guys did it. We funded the Yearman, and we're so excited to be done with this Kickstarter and get to start on production. And it is all because of this community. We couldn't thank you enough. So thank you for all of the stuff that you have done for Toys on Tap to be able to spread the news about Yearman and for you to support Yearman. It means the absolute world. And Toys on Tap and Depressed Monsters couldn't be happier. So thank you. Now let's get back to the show.
okay.
And it was, I want to say it was early enough before you could just buy things, like buy it, like people were just really interested in the bidding wars and
It's
like,
probably like 2000
dude,
or like late 90s, maybe. I
and
don't
that was
even
her
know.
full-time gig.
Your mom?
It was bonker. Like
That's
Saturday, all we
sick.
did from 6 a.m. until 3 p.m. was yard sales.
Oh, I wish.
As a kid, though, I hated it. I wasn't into any of it.
Sure.
I had no concept. But think about how much cool shit I saw and I didn't buy anything.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
Damn.
You graduate, you got to feed this beast of collecting. And so what is the first couple jobs that we're getting? Is it in the art field or are we just doing random stuff?
Just random stuff.
Cool.
I was getting like some photo projects here and there. But you know, getting paid very little and
Yeah.
stuff like that. And then just literally whatever job I can get my hands on type
Hmm.
of thing. I worked for fucking um linens and things. Have you ever heard of that?
Yeah.
I
It's like
worked
Joanne's
there.
competitor.
Yeah, it was like that, or like a Bed Bath and Beyond kind of thing. Like
Hell yeah.
I worked there. That was a mess, and you know, shit got crazy. That was like, you know, through high school, I've had like crazy, you know, ridiculous jobs, and then like while I was going to college, I was doing the whole, you know, linens and things
Hmm.
and stuff like that, and then just other odds and ends and photo projects and stuff like that, and you know, just trying to, you know, keep my head afloat money wise. I was driving by 17, so like gas was like not expensive, but you know,
Hmm.
it was my responsibility and all the, you know, in my house it was very like, you know, you want to do shit like make money. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It wasn't just like, here's, Ma, can I get $20? You know, that was like maybe when I was like 10, you know, or something like that. But like as soon as I hit like 14, it was like, you know, get a job if you want to do shit. So I was
Yeah.
really doing anything to, you know, make money to buy shit and collect. And I got, you know, heavy into sneakers. I'm a sneakerhead. It's like everything is just like everything's so expensive and hard to get and price, you know. So just whatever I could to, you know, make money to buy.
In this,
I have a problem.
yeah.
You
In
know.
the same sentence as just trying to keep my head above water, keep my head afloat, you also said I became a sneakerhead. The
Oh, dude.
most expensive hobby.
Yeah,
Like you just ran for it.
it was nuts.
Yeah. Still doing it?
Here and there,
Okay.
I get, you know, like I was about to crash out real quick. It gets annoying when these assholes have like bots and everything, and
Yeah.
you know, like it is what it is. So now I'm at the point like if I can't get it for retail, it's not, you know, not worth it to me. And also like I'm 37 years old. My back is so fucked up. I'm wearing New Balance like grandpa shit. I'm wearing, Vans, old schools and skate highs, slip-ons, just like the simple cheap shit,
Yeah.
and that's pretty much my whole sneaker. This is once in a while I'll hit up my boy Bernie at Extra Butter at the sneaker store and be like, yo, can you hold me down? But
Yeah.
that's like super rare. So I'm really, it's just toys, tapes, like toys, VHS, and fucking funding mud toys.
Yeah.
That's
Uh,
that's what I'm concentrating on. So
After college, I mean, I want to kind of interject and figure out what's the non-travel story. Does that come early on? Does that go later on?
so I might have made it seem like worse
Yeah.
than it
I
actually
thought you were
is.
gonna say like I
It's
got
not
in
like
trouble
I've
for terrorism or something.
no, 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 no. I have like it's really whack actually.
Yeah.
One day at Linens and things, me and a few kids went to a Yankee game
This is high
and
school you.
uh I think I was in college already.
Okay.
Yeah, I was maybe like first or second semester,
So
something
like
like that.
20 years ago.
Yeah, a long time ago.
Yeah.
I was at Yankee Stadium. I was drinking. I was high. And next thing you know, I'm having my first panic attack at Yankee Stadium.
Cool.
So I go into the bathroom. I'm in the stall. I'm
Yeah.
like, what the fuck is going on? I'm freaking out. I'm like, Mom, come get me. She's like, fuck you. You're in the Bronx. So I had to sit it out. The game went fucking 15 innings.
Nah.
And when that
Yuck.
shit happened, I was in the sixth inning
Yeah.
and I didn't drive. So I couldn't get the fuck out of there. So since that day, I've had like terrible anxiety. I became agoraphobic. I don't know if you know what that is.
Yeah, people and
Uh,
crowds.
I was agoraphobic for 4 years. I didn't leave my house unless I went to a doctor's appointment, which I was, driven to because I was too scared to drive. And my aunt lives from my childhood home. She lives like around the block. So if I would bug out, I would just run there or skate there or something like that. So that was like a huge chunk like into college. So I missed like a bunch of semesters. I graduated way too fucking late because of that. Um I did some semesters like what do they call that when you take classes at home and stuff like that just
Yeah.
to catch up. So ever that really fucked my whole life up and it still does
Mm-hmm.
and I've come an insanely long way but I'm not 110%. But I don't have control over a plane. If I need to turn that fucker around, I can't just kick the door in the cockpit and be like, "Yo, land this shit now."
Yeah.
So I have, that's something that it literally kills me that I cannot fly because growing up since I was 2 years old, um, my grandparents are from Portugal, and she had a house out there. Every fucking summer, half the summer, I'd go visit my one set of grandparents, and then I'd go visit my other set, also in Portugal, but different parts.
Mm.
So
Let's take a pause right here. If you make action figures or you're looking for a way to get blisters for retro figures, whatever it is, Empire Blisters has what you need. And it's amazing because they have not only one or two, they have so many different kinds of blisters. You can now use our discount code Toys on Tap 10 for 10% off your order. We've had this for a while and I just haven't announced it and I don't know why or what's going on. But go to Empire Blisters for all your blisters needs. Toys on Tap 10 for 10% off. Now let's get back to the show.
I would fly constantly until I was like 19, the day of the fucking Yankee game shit. That should literally fuck my whole life up. So
Dude, and there's just no like pinpointing the cause or anything.
it's I think this sounds crazy, but I think it's like I don't have control. Like
Yeah.
I drive everywhere now. I don't take trains into the city. I drive into New York City. It's like an hour and change from my house. Whenever I go, I feel so bad for my girlfriend. Like she wants to go away and we drive everywhere, like the tri-state area or as far as I can,
Yeah.
stuff like that. And like I still get like we have a trip on on Friday we're leaving to go to Pennsylvania to go to the Mahoning Drive-In for
Mm.
VHS Fest, and I'm anxious right now about it. You know what I mean? And like all the way up until the day until we actually do it. But all my toy buddies, they fucking rip me apart. They're like, "Don't be a bitch, get on a plane, asshole."
Yeah.
But it's like, it's easier said than done. But like, I really need to stop being a bitch and just figure this shit out.
I mean, that on a side note, that sounds way more serious than like a no-fly list. Like that, I can't
Yeah,
imagine.
this is the no flaw. My brain
Yeah,
is like, I have no control over my life. Like this shit, like my anxiety is so fucking crazy. I have
yeah,
no control of my life. It's sad. It really is. It bums me the fuck out. But like I said, if we were having this interview, when the day after Yankee Stadium, dude, a completely different person.
dude, that is
So I'm trying. I'm
crazy
trying.
disheartening. Yeah,
Decon is a must, to grow and all that shit. And my boy Manny Dark Matter Toys,
yeah,
he's got Kaijufornia. He's doing all his shows. He's so politely inviting us back and including us. And thank you so much, Manny, if you're watching this, because without you, you wouldn't, you know, I wouldn't be able to have as much as exposure as as I'd like to. So we try to do like the East Coast shows, but there's not many,
yeah.
and stuff
It
like
is,
that.
dude. It that's so crazy. I
Yeah,
feel like
that's a whole nother episode, is what that is.
yeah, and you have two separate people talking on this, like the panic attack stuff that you went through and the things that kind of keep you um like closed in, or it did at one point before like you've gone through some stuff. um and I like was so far the other way growing up that it was like it took two words of someone saying like you won't, and it was like I'm doing it.
Yeah,
And it
watch me.
just like the amount of times that I've like hurt my back or like should have died or done something stupid
Sure.
because that part of my brain didn't even it just didn't kick on. I don't know what the
Yeah,
hell was going on.
those are the good times,
Yeah. I mean,
the
even
good old
now it's
days.
like I'll be on a plane and like it'll shake real quick, and there's a part of me that's like, "Oh, that's so scary." And then the other part of me is like, "Don't be a bitch. Like, what are you
Yeah,
doing?"
dude, that's the shit that plays in my head, but I don't get on the plane. You
Yeah,
know what I'm
yeah,
saying? Like, because it's the fact that I can't just turn this around. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Like that. I'm trying.
I
I'm
will
really
yeah.
trying.
I did I mean, I went to Iceland in 2017 and I double dosed. I just don't love long flights in general. But
Sure.
I double dosed, I think NyQuil.
Just
And
OD'd on that shit.
dude, I fell asleep as we were leaving LAX. I woke up as we were landing in Reykjavik.
Oh, no way.
9 hours, dude. Just crashed.
Damn.
That's the option. My guy,
Yeah.
that's it. And I felt so good.
Yeah. It's that or a hammer. Like, just fucking kill
Yeah.
me. And,
Um, so that kick starts when you're in college. It kind of derails a little bit. We come out of college, we're working these jobs to stay afloat and kind of do that, still collecting. Walk me up until you start doing art again after college.
so after college, that's when the whole panic attack thing happened. And then it was like kind of a one day at a time thing.
Yeah.
It still is kind of like that. But, I started getting more comfortable, and that's when I started working at the tattoo shop, started getting tattooed and stuff like that. And, um, but actually my first tattoo is when I was 18. So this is like before college and during college. But, so the panic attack was when I was already at the shop, but
Hmm.
I was getting out of like, my funk, so to speak. And, like I said, my other best friend who has the tattoo shops, he, phenomenal painter and artist and tattooist and all this stuff. So, he would ask me to like shoot models and stuff like that for him. So that's when I started bouncing back into the whole photo thing. I was always doing it, so it
Hmm.
never like went away. it's just like I wasn't making money off of it. It was more like for the love and for for stuff like that. So um but yeah, like once I was at the shop hanging out with all the dudes, they're all like creative minds. So it just got like I've tattooed before, I'm trash. I've done 8 tattoos my whole life.
Yeah.
They're fucking garbage. I don't have the mindset for that. It's too much anxiety. So all of their creative juices got me kicking back into my shit. And I was like, you know what? Let me put 110 back into mine. And you know, I did a couple solo shows like in the town I live in now. I did at the time I didn't live there, but there's a couple art galleries around town. I've done a few solo shows and regular shows and stuff like that. So just to keep the juices flowing and
Yeah.
that fucking finger going, keep shooting.
At what
So
point did you realize I can make toys? Because that's like that little thing that flips in your brain. The second it does, it's chaos, dude. It's chaos.
so ever since I was just to shoot back a little bit, when I was a kid, I used to fucking this is gonna sound crazy and like piss off a lot of collectors, but at some point there would be like wrestling toys, like wrestling figures missing limbs or
Mm-hmm.
something, or like there might be a Barbie head attached to a fucking, Ken Shamrock action figure or something like that. So ever since I was little, I was always putting putty and shit, like adding a fucking arm out the shoulder to like
Yeah.
like Michelangelo or something, like just attaching shit to something. So I've always wanted to make a toy or create something. It kind of like fizzled out through the whole high school and drugs and skating and girls and then college and all that stuff. And then when I started really heavily collecting like Sofubi and designer toys and stuff like that, I was like, you know what, it would be sick. But then like I said, being friends with Lamore Supreme and stuff, I was like, yo, what's the deal? Like, how much does this shit actually cost? And I didn't have that kind of money. So,
Yeah.
that kind of shit wasn't happening. And then the most important thing that I left out of this from the beginning is that I don't do this solo. I should have started that. I have a partner, me and my
Okay.
partner, my buddy Maddie,
Okay.
Maddie Monahan. We are Mud Toys together.
Okay.
So I'm more of like the face of the company. He's like the behind the scenes guy, the sculptor, he does all the drawings and stuff like that. And then, we send everything out to get in production and stuff like that. But, the two of us together, he worked at the same tattoo shop. I've known him. I just asked him the other day, like, almost 20 years now that I've known Maddie, working at the shop with us. So I hit him up because he started getting into it, like into Sofubi and stuff like that. And I was like, yo, like, what do you think? You want to go halves on this shit or what?
Yeah.
And this was like years after Lamore was like, this is way too expensive. But,
Yeah.
and he was like, yeah, let's fucking do it. He's like, he's more like traditional like kaiju collector
Cool.
and stuff like that. Like he's a huge fan of like, Dark Matter Toys and Skullhead Bud and Nag and MVH and all the big guys, Splurt and
Yeah.
stuff like that. He loves all that shit, but he's definitely more of like a traditional kaiju monster, Godzilla, Ultraman type dude.
Yeah.
As am I, but he's definitely more bigger into that. I like the retro band kind of stuff, like the movie horror stuff.
Yeah.
That's where like a lot of our inspiration comes for, especially the Grim line that we have out now. So
tell me what year is this? Because you are like, you both are into Sofubi. You're working together to make this happen. It's after you've been told how expensive it is. So what year does Mud Toys come to life? And what does Mud stand for? Because there is dots after the M.U.D.
Yeah, it's really whack. It's we couldn't come down with something, and then we just landed on this. It stands for Mad Ugly Dudes.
I'm into it.
It's something stupid.
It's Mad Balls all over again.
Mad Balls, New York lingo, mad. I don't even know. It is what it is.
I'm here for it.
but we roll with the mud because it's easier to just like, you know, say that than mad ugly dudes, and I
Yeah.
don't think we've ever promoted that. So, you know, but that's what we roll with. And that was like 2000 and I'm sorry, that was 2021 is when we got our
Okay.
first I came prepared. We got Barfy.
Yeah.
This was our first toy, Barfy.
Dude, I love the name Barfy. There was a toy that someone else created that I helped produce called Barfy. That
Oh,
name
really?
Barfy is so
Oh
and yeah.
shit.
No, it's
That's
good.
wild. Yeah,
That's a
this
sick
was our
piece.
first toy. It's got two head, actually three. So you got this guy on the front,
Yeah.
then you got the skull on the back that's being thrown up by the monster on
Crazy.
top. And then he's got the mouth, belly, eye, the chains.
So how are you learning? I mean, you got people when you guys start in 2021, you've been in the community long enough to know the creators and you're collecting a lot and doing that stuff. How are you getting pointed in the right direction so that you can figure this out?
Glad you mentioned this. I'm gonna shout out my boy P P&L Toys.
Cool.
He put us in contact with a factory in Japan to get everything going with Corey.
Okay.
So that was very important, to be honest with you. Without my boy Pat, we probably Barfy wouldn't exist.
Yeah.
Or yeah, so he's the reason Barfies exist and Mud Toys exist. So yeah, that was
So making Barfy was in 2022-ish?
uh
2021?
20. So we were kicking around the idea of making a company in 2019
Cool.
and like serious in 2020, and we got the first test pull in January of 21
Dope.
or early 2021 for
Such a
sure.
good way to start off like the year after the pandemic.
Dude, it was rough too because shit was still going down with the pandemic. So
Yeah. So Barfy shows up, you're selling, but we still are dealing with panic attacks and stuff.
yeah,
So how did we get Barfy out to the world? Was it through Instagram or did you send him off? Like what happened?
we we launched an Instagram.
Okay.
Um, we had one before Barfy even came out. With the stay tuned.
Yeah.
That whole bullshit. We did
Yeah.
that. Um, which I still thought wasn't gonna happen, but
Yeah.
it happened. And then our first big show was actually hold on. Take it
There we
back,
go.
run
This is
back.
what I'm
I
talking about.
forgot.
Yeah.
The most important this is another huge thing. Um Aaron from Retro Band, he hit
Okay.
us up and was like, "Yo, I love the body. Like I love the toy, everything about it." He was doing the road-casted heads and stuff
Mm-hmm.
like that. He wanted to put his Krampus head on one of our bodies. This one's kind of hard to see, but
Okay.
so we just fucking I shouldn't rip that off, but you know,
Made it
he
work.
fucking lopped it off, put his head on it. Nice simple paint job. It was black vinyl, black
Yeah.
road-casted head. Um, and that like that was another huge factor in our life that that really helped us, we're not massive. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? We're not Splurt, we're not MVH, we're not, Dark Matter Toys. People are still finding out about us, and it's okay because
Mm-hmm.
I'm just very happy that like things exist.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I'm a collector first and always have been, and to make things come to light that I'm really passionate about, and that me and Maddie worked hard on it. It's tangible in my hand. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like I will remember this. I'll have one in my coffin when I die.
Yeah.
Like, it's forever. So, um, I'm just very happy that you know, people buy stuff from us, very supportive, happy of, the people that are supporting us,
Mm-hmm.
like the artists and stuff like that dig our shit and hit us up and ask us to do shows and stuff like that, given my travel restrictions and all that
Yeah.
bullshit. But because they can, like they could just be like, "Fuck you, you don't want to come out." Like,
Right.
there's other people we can have come out. So thank you to everybody who's looking out for us and who's down and digs our shit.
Yeah. So you had Barfy, and then how much longer until Grim? Because
Jesus Christ,
dude, I saw. This is how I found out about you guys. I can't remember if it was a part of a lottery or not. I'm pretty sure it was at Kaijufornia.
I can't remember. It was the pink and teal ones, right? At Kaiju, I think there was like a run of 5. I think they might have been first come first serve, but I know a lot of shit at Kaijufornia was Lotto.
Yeah,
and I was at Manny Dark Matter Toys' table. So I'm assuming people thought maybe like it was Lotto too. So
because I didn't pick one up thinking that like, damn, it's Lotto, and I wasn't gonna be there all day to wait for whatever was going on. But
sure.
And I just kept my eyes open for when you were gonna post about it again, and that's how it happened.
Oof,
and like it's a sick piece. I'm looking at it right now. Like making the hands move is such a fun piece, and then reusing the body to then bring in a second head. Chef's kiss.
There's a surprise.
What's the surprise?
There may or may not be a third head.
That's what I'm talking about.
So
yeah,
I'm a really big fan of like having I'm not speaking for our toy specifically, but I'm a big fan when the body is so perfect that you can just slap whatever the fuck you want on top of it, and it works well, like MVH or Skull Headbutt. Like just the amount of shit that like people put on those like there's so many heads that have been on that body that work perfectly, and like like I'm a big fan of that. If the body, like if it ain't if it ain't broke, don't fix it, or whatever the fuck the saying is, and like just keep adding to it. So like it's cool to see that's kind of what I wanted to do. So I don't know how much longer that's gonna go with this body, because with ours it's kind of just like it's just like a skeleton body. Does it make sense like to have like a kaiju head on it, or what I mean, because it's a human figure, and so we'll see how far it goes, but we definitely have another head coming. We got, these are the 2 out right now, the Oni head and the Bones head.
Dude,
so, and just to clarify, the line is called Grim.
Yeah.
And then it's Grim Bones and Grim Oni, and then we got the third, we got a third one coming out. Shooting for October, because it's like, fits the Halloweeny
sick,
vibe, if you catch my drift. But it should be cool. I'm excited for it.
Potentially seeing it at Designer Con at someone's booth.
If somebody's down, yeah. So,
if I could
get on a plane by then, we'll see.
Hey, if you can't get on a plane and you're like, I need booth space for this piece, we'll talk after this, because
we'll figure it out.
I just I'm doing San Francisco Godzilla Fest in September,
nice.
And I mean, the claws will sell super well, but I want to fill out the table. Sure. So I reached out to a good friend. I was like, hey, can I have some of your toys to sit on the table just so it fills it out?
Yeah, for sure.
And then I'll send you the money when it sells. Like it helps me to have a full table, not...
Sure.
So
the exposure for your stuff, for their stuff. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. Your buddy is the one that sculpts, you said, correct?
Yeah, he draws everything up. He sculpted the Barfy figure. This is
so
100% hand sculpted by Maddie. We had the grim body and heads drawn out, and then we had them 3D sculpted, just because we wanted something that was like, we wanted like something very crispy, as opposed to like, something like this makes more sense to be
hand.
It's hard to see. I gotta get one of these in your hands, but it's gross. You know what I mean? It looks like it should be
like a 90s toy is what it feels like.
Yeah, and then this is like some mass produced bullshit that like should have been, you know, should be nice and crispy. You know what I mean?
I mean,
So
here's the deal. Like, I get that there's a love for hand sculpting things. I hear it. I get it.
I love it,
I don't do
but
it.
I could never. I'm fucking stupid.
I
I
am
can't do that
more
shit.
than happy to pay. Like, we have one artist that sculpts everything for us.
Yeah.
And I will always pay him large amounts of money to make sure that we can get a toy sculpted the way that we want and get it out.
Yeah. Why not make it perfect? You know what I mean?
Dude.
I get it.
So I'm in love also with your, are you the one that does the paint? Also, as a pause, looking at Grim Bones, there are little like things about it that tickle my brain. I don't know, like the feet, the fact that there are 5 toes on each foot. I don't know what that does to my brain, but there's something about it that makes it good.
It's
then
sick, right?
Yeah, and then the way that the skull like feels human, feels out like different than human as well. Like there's something about the skull that I like.
The proportions are crazy.
Yeah, like it
especially
feels like
when we start popping these eyes in,
dude.
Like,
yeah,
so this eye is a little different. We did like these more bug out ones because on this is like a Tarman reference from Return of the Living Dead, and his like, his eye sockets are like sunken in and they're literally like popping out. So we did this like ridiculous bug eye shit that kind of looks like they're like, coming out like this a little bit.
I love it.
But I kind of like the eyes on yours a little bit better.
That color is wild.
The eyeball?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like albino or whatever the hell they call it.
Dude, and I'm a sucker for this, like, I call it Hawaii. I know that this is like the Hawaiian paint scheme or whatever. Like there's another one.
It's like a Tokyo.
Yeah. So
the Hawaiian is usually like pink vinyl.
There we go.
Yeah.
And so it's like there's this love for that colorway as well. It's so good. So are you the one that does the painting then? He does the sculpting or has like
Maddie does predominantly most of the painting because again, I'm trash. I try, but I'm trash.
Okay.
But we sit here and hash shit out and it's like a 2-man job. He lives like 40 minutes, almost an hour from me, like on Long Island. But we meet up and hash shit out and exchange photos and we, what if we do this? And I'm attaching accessories and stuff like that to we did a Barfy a long time ago based on Return of the Living Dead also, but the movie cover where it's the zombie skeleton. It's not Tarman, but he's got the mohawk and then he's got like the piercings from the ear to his fucking mouth and shit. So I'm attaching accessories from like here to here and scouring the internet for fucking clothing for these fucking things and whatever the fuck, so it's like definitely a 2-man job, but without Maddie, like, I always say he hates the business side and the face of everything and all that stuff. So he always just says like, what I do is nothing and, whatever the fuck he says, but it's a 2-man job and we both crush it and it's literally could not love him to death, couldn't do it without him. So
what size clothing do you need for those pieces?
Yo, you know what's crazy? The fucking for the Grim body Labubu shorts are what fit this fuck. Don't ask. I have Labubus. You should see my bedroom. It's nuts. I gotta chill the fuck out. It's getting nuts. But we did a Hawaii release on I think it was Grim Bones. We did a Hawaii release where I bought Hawaiian printed shorts, like the blue with the fucking leaves on it and shit.
Yeah.
And I found out that Labubu clothes. I wish I had fucking one.
Dude, just fit perfectly.
Dude, I wish I had one around here.
The ones that so I love collecting knockoff toys, so like TMNT bootlegs, and there's one called Tortoise Warriors or Amicable Herculeans. They have like the gi, like it might fit. I don't have one that's open.
We were gonna do a Christmas Bones a few years ago, and
Dude.
my boy sent me I think it was Dollar General or something. They had Santa jackets that were like ornaments or whatever, and it fit like a He-Man figure or something.
Yeah.
Like somebody posted on Reddit and he sent me a clip, and I was like, yo, I guarantee you that would fit the like you just pop the arms off and heat
Yeah.
it up with the jacket on. I guarantee you would have fit, but I couldn't find jackets anywhere. I could
Dude,
not find them anywhere.
now you
It
got
would have
me.
been so sick.
I'm gonna look everywhere the
I
second.
love I love toys with clothes. Maddie,
Yeah.
my who I do the toys with, he fucking despises it.
Gee-
I love toys with clothes on it. Like we did a blue Barfy for um what's it called? Holy shit. For 5 points. Not
Okay.
not last year, the year before. We did like a blue and orange like Mets Knicks
Yeah.
kind of colorway for New York with a an I Love New York shirt, like the traditional
Dude.
tourist bullshit shirt.
Yeah.
Dude, hot seller. People love that shit. It was so good.
Yeah.
It
I
was
know that
so good.
Creature Bazaar does clothes sometimes. I know that Neil
Yeah,
Ewing does clothes.
I love that
Um,
shit.
I'm trying to think about who. That's
So
so
good.
sick. Yeah. So you've had these. You are getting ready to do another head. What's next? Like, how did you get plugged in with some of these guys to get your toys at some of these shows? And secondarily, what's next for Mud Toys?
So I've been going to um MVH's shows
Yeah.
and going to 5 Points and any show that I can on the East Coast, given my bullshit excuse. Um and just being around in the community and finding out like, hey, how much does a booth cost? Like, who do I need to talk to get
Hmm.
this going? And it's really is just that simple. It's just a matter of being accepted by whoever is throwing the event, just to make sure that like you're legit, you have product, I guess, and stuff to sell.
Hmm.
And it's really that simple. We did a few I think we did like 3 or 4 5 points, and that was like through Barfy. We had Barfies for like a long time. Like we forgot to hit this question before, but we didn't do Grim for I want to say like maybe like 3 or 4 years.
Okay.
So which is odd because
Yeah.
usually people just start cranking shit out. So we sat on Barfies for a while just because like Maddie's got a family and 2 kids, and it's difficult, to always meet up and stuff like that and get shit done. So, and then time just flies by, you know what I mean? So, um, but we just kept pushing, doing 5 Points and other events and California and stuff like that. Hopefully we're coming back for another one if
Yeah.
Manny lets us.
Flying out.
If
Yeah.
Manny does, then we might reveal the head there, the
Cool.
new third head, and then we'll have a first release for Halloween for sure.
Yeah.
Um, we have product in hand. It's just a matter of like, building the hype. And I don't want to say hype because I'm not that like hype beast fucking whatever. If you like our shit, you like it. If not, thank you for looking.
Yeah.
So just to, I always get excited when something new's coming out and you don't know what it is. So I like to do that. Give people that experience too. So definitely a release for Halloween. We are working on a new toy. Um, we have everything drawn out, sent it to our sculptor to have it 3D sculpted and stuff like that to get that ball rolling.
Hmm.
That I'm definitely going to keep under wraps for a while,
Yeah.
until at least we have like a like a wax mold or something. Maybe I'll post like a little pixelated photo or something. Keep that hype train going,
Yeah.
get people excited for the new. And yeah, that's where we're going right now. So we're making t-shirts. We have t-shirts at every event, but hopefully opening up a web store soon and selling shirts and hats and toys, and it's just, what we love to do.
Dude, you guys are crushing it.
Thank you. I don't feel that way because,
Yeah.
I we're doing good. I think so.
Okay.
Once we once we start fucking flying, man,
Dude.
we'll make it to Japan one day, maybe fucking Mandarake Fest.
Dude, that one's tough to
That's
fly, because then what is it? It's like 20 hours or something like that, something crazy.
I couldn't even imagine, bro. It's
over the ocean. You're going you're there.
No, I need a fucking plane to Boston first, or
Yeah,
Ohio or some shit. Make it to California, and then we'll see what happens.
I mean, can you with a car? Are you able to ride long distances?
I mean, well, my back is fucked, but
okay.
yeah, I sure I would.
3-day drive.
I would love
California.
to. It's just a matter of like with the IT thing for work, to get off that amount of time. It's you never know.
Yeah, because that's 3 days there, 3 days back. Doesn't even include the days
I need
that
like
you're
2
there.
weeks to fucking
yeah.
I'm figuring it out.
Dude, the last part of every episode is you get to plug yourself. If you've got toys that you want people to see right now, they're up for sale somewhere. If you got anything, come in, please plug away.
So follow us on Mud Toys, M.U.D. Toys, or just Mud Toys. It should pop up. Little skull icon thingy. We're bringing Barfy back.
Dope.
We put a little poll up, and people want to see Barfy. So we're doing another Barfy. It did very well at Kaiju Brooklyn. We did Kaiju Brooklyn for the first time this year. So next release is a Barfy in July. Then we got a couple of these left over from Kaiju Brooklyn, and 1 or 2 Hawaii versions of this, and hopefully the new toy at the end of the year. Follow Matty Tattoos. He's got his own tattoo shop now. Follow his Iron Age tattoo. Monzuki is his personal account. His tattoos are fucking insane. He does a lot of Japanese traditional stuff, a little bit of everything, but he's a beast. Yeah, and that's pretty much it, man. We're just trying to kick it and keep it rolling with the toys, and fucking come up in the world,
dude.
Make some
I love
shit.
to hear it. Thank you so much for coming on Toys on Tap.
Thank you for having me.